In a world where children often have unfettered access to technology and social media, parents are increasingly challenged to ensure that their kids grow up the right way. Swamiji recalls that in the olden days, when life was much simpler, 10 to 15 family members lived in the same house. Day-to-day life was a struggle, and unless everyone worked as a team, a family wouldn't be able to keep up. Pampering children was not an option, because families barely had enough to get by. As a result, children understood the value of, and were grateful for, whatever they were given. They appreciated the merit of hard work, and knew that if they wanted something, they would need to work for it. At least 3 generations of family members often lived under the same roof, and children received guidance from parents and grandparents who ensured, through strict discipline, that children would not make any major life mistakes. Thus, children would grow up with strong foundations that prepared them well for adulthood, having been firmly taught survival skills and life values. In contrast, Swamiji observes, modern life lacks much of the rigid structure of our ancestors. Even though children growing up decades ago had much less than they do today, they were much happier because of an inherent sense of gratitude. Today, children have almost no family oversight of their environment, from the time they leave home to go to school till they go to bed at night. Teachers, focused mostly on the rigors of academia, are overwhelmed in classrooms and unable to fill the gaps in parenting to care for children. To compound things, the joint family structure has largely disappeared, and there are often no elders to help watch out for kids. In addition, with the spread of smart devices, a child's environment expands to include all the people he or she encounters on social media. Hence, it is no surprise that children often make major mistakes when they are teenagers or in their 20s, so that by the time they reach their 30s, their lives are nearly ruined. To counter this deterioration in our youth, Swamiji advises that children must be set proper limits until they are mature enough to appreciate the value of what they have been given. Just as the moringa tree needs to be pruned regularly so as to not outgrow its roots and risk collapse, children need to have set rules, without unlimited freedom, so that their egos don't grow out of control. It is the responsibility of parents and grandparents to make sure that their children grow up with proper discipline and safe habits so that they don't risk ruining their health and become a burden at an early age. If we mold our kids from the formative years, Swamiji notes, then just as molten metal can be easily molded, children can become shining, productive members of society with peaceful and joyful lives. Always remember, Swamiji emphasizes, the easier we receive, the easier we lose it. Therefore, it is the struggle that makes sure what we earn stays with us throughout our lives.